What is up, everyone? OCDsaster here, and we're continuing. I don't even know what to call this series yet. Maybe I'll come up with a name by the time these recordings come out. But we're playing Sonic Adventure DX, ported over to the Xbox, and I'm kind of just breaking down the game, chatting, just ranting, rumbling, whatever it's called. But the next level for Sonic, like I said in the previous video, is a level that I really don't like, and I really don't like the pacing of it. Casinopolis, where you're basically just playing pinball to up to like 10 minutes just to get to the goal ring. There are some speedrun tricks that I could try. Maybe I'll go off the recording and like practice and then come back and try it. But for now, what we're actually going to do is we're going to go back and we are going to do Tails' story now. Now, aside from Sonic, everyone else's story is a lot quicker. I believe Tails is the second longest, if I'm not mistaken. Knuckles is pretty short, Amy's is pretty short, but I think Knuckles is shorter just because you can get really lucky with the RNG of where the emeralds are placed. Gamma's is pretty quick, Big, it depends how long it takes to catch Froggy. But we're going to do Tails. I really like that each character has their own sort of moveset, has their own style of levels. I think it was really innovative for the time. And like I said before, I have a full Sonic Adventure movie out. So if you want to watch the cutscenes, go ahead and watch it there because I put it all together in a really nice package, a really nice order. And I've just played this game so much. Whoa! Thank you, camera. That I don't bother with watching the cutscenes because it just kind of kills all the momentum for me when I'm talking and stuff. I'm running into everything. So yeah, Sonic goes fast. Everyone goes fast, but like Sonic's whole thing is speed and platforming. Tails can fly. It's a little bit broken. They could have done a little bit more with that, but it's fine. It makes him feel like a unique character. And I really do appreciate that they put that effort into this, where you play as all these different characters. And look, we each get power-ups to help us do different things. And depending on where you are in the game will depend where that character starts. So we weren't Tails before, right? Sonic had to save Tails at the beach, so it wouldn't make sense for Tails' first level to be Emerald Coast because he was crash landed. So he's not there. We go straight into the Eggman fight in which Tails and Sonic both fight at the same time. So it's really smart that way, and that's how they break it up. And as a kid, I remember that blowing my mind. Different story perspectives, different characters, but they were in the same events, but then go to different events later. It's very cool. I don't know how to do this fight quickly because Tails doesn't have like a rapid homing attack. That's a Sonic exclusive thing. So we're just gonna have to play this boss fight like we normally do. I remember gathering footage for a video earlier on what the next AAA Sonic game is gonna be, and I had this footage of me fighting Eggman as Tails, and I accidentally flew off and died right after I defeated Eggman, so I had to do the whole thing over again. It was pretty embarrassing. Yeah, easy stuff. I really do wish they would have continued this kind of style. I understand that Sonic Heroes want to be innovative in a way that you have 3 characters on screen at once, which was enough. But I really wish they would have changed the level order, because when you're trying to play through the game in like a few sittings, it's really obnoxious that you have to do each stage in the same order with every character, even though it doesn't make sense story-wise. It was just seemed kind of lazy on my end, or my perspective, I should say. Because you always start at Green Hill, and you go to Seaside, then you go to Metropolis, then you go to Bingo World or Bingo Highway, etc, etc, etc. Same boss orders too, just different dialogue. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Now we're gonna go ahead and go back to Windy Valley, but like I said, Tails plays differently than Sonic. They did something very interesting where they have you race Sonic even though Sonic is the fast one. I don't really know why they made it a race. They could have done something different with it, but it's fine. It adds a little different diversity to the gameplay style, but what really adds for Tails is you have these booster rings. And also Tails is just such a broken mechanic. You can kind of do stuff like this, or if you're just careful, you can kind of just fly down the skybox. I'm sure there's an even more efficient way to do this, but this is just, I remember doing this as a kid too. just figuring out how to completely break the game. Because like I said, it wasn't out of laziness, it was them trying to make sure that the Dreamcast could actually process these levels. So as you move through the level, it's working down and loading in different parts. So maybe that's what they should have said for the marketing for Sonic Frontiers. It's not that there's pop-in with the rails and stuff when you're in the open world, it's that they were just paying tribute to the Sonic Adventure for how they did these levels. It doesn't really hold up the same way that, oh my gosh, I almost... Sometimes there's like a dead hit with the button and you don't really get the jump that you're looking for, but we seem to be okay now. Gotta be careful with this. Completely missed the booster, but we should be okay. I'm just gonna ride this for safety. Oh no, I was on the back end of it. Oh, I got so scared. Well, what? What did I hit? And just like that, we already beat the level. So yeah, it's fun to do it with Tails, for sure. And I just like the little icons at the bottom. I think they're cute. Alright, and we're going to move on to a new part. We're going to do Casinopolis now. However, Tails is not the bingo. Or the ping... I keep saying bingo. The pinball, thank goodness. This is just a straightforward, really, really quick level. Short and sweet. So I just really appreciate that they did that. I believe Sonic's is the only really long one, but certain areas opening up at different times of night is genius. Although it's like bare, because they don't have like the power to have all these NPCs and stuff in, it's still pretty amazing what they did with this. For its time. I'm really impressed with the scale and the overall mythos and design of Station Square. I should probably just run around Station Square sometime and gush about it. But right now, we are in Casinopolis. We're racing Sonic yet again to the Chaos Emerald. This one, I would say, is a little bit more difficult than Windy Valley, solely because of some obstacles that kind of just pop up in front of you. Or not pop up, but like they're pretty close when you're going fast, so you just got to be careful. But it's a lot shorter, which is kind of crazy because we just beat that other level and I wasn't checking the time, but very short. I say all this and I'm like just crushing it. That was probably the fastest I've ever done. I would have liked 100 rings to at least get an extra life in there, but we'll take it. We'll definitely take it because that was wild. And that has nothing to do with Casinopolis. That was like the underground Casinopolis. But design-wise, absolutely terrible. It was just... They threw something together really quickly for that. Yeah, Cream's gonna fly in, a little reference. So I don't remember the order, but I'm pretty sure Cream debuted in Sonic Advance, if I'm not mistaken. So does that mean Sonic Advance predates Sonic Adventure? I really cannot remember, because that was like Game Boy Advance era. Not quite sure. I also haven't talked to the NPCs yet, but they have some pretty funny dialogue and hidden lore as you progress through the game. Like, the workers end up going on strike, which is a clever narrative way to close down the train station later, which is your main, mode of transportation. So yeah, I think if this game got a remake, which I don't think it ever will, it would be really cool if they made it more in depth like that, and like you had to find different ways to get to the same places. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the train's out, you need to find the secret path to get you here and there. Do a little bit more with it. Really reimagine Sonic Adventure. I would kind of go crazy for that. So this is going to be a half level. Basically, they took only the second half. It's different, but the second half concept of Ice Cap for Sonic, and they just threw us on snowboards, and then here we go. For the younger people out there watching this video, yes, this is what was referenced in the Sonic movie 2. I believe Sonic Movie 1 was more so just setting up how Sonic is in our world, getting him matched with the humans, kind of understanding how that universe Sonic works, because it is different than the video game Sonic's. And then they just shot out all these cameos and references for the second one. And then now they're going to lean even more in the third, with Shadow being the main villain. Well, I think he's probably going to be the side villain, honestly. They got Jim Carrey, he's got to be like the head villain, which makes sense. Shadow's more of an anti-hero anyway. I've never done this before. Whoa, very cool. That adds an extra point for this level for me. It's very clunky when it comes to controls, but I'm also a sucker for snow levels. In the previous episode, I talked about how I love beach levels, and I also like amusement park and thrill ride levels, but I also love snow levels. So I think it's really just everything that was in this game kind of inspired what I loved in the future of gaming. I'm very impressionable that way. It's kind of endearing when you think about it. But yeah, I really think Jim Carrey is still going to be the focus of Sonic 3. So they just got to make that, they just got to pay their respects to Shadow as much as they can, because I know fans are going to be upset if he's not on the screen long enough. I have a video out about some moments that I want to see in the Sonic Movie 3. So after you watch this video, go ahead and check that one out. It's I ranked the top moments I want from like Shadow the Hedgehog, from Sonic Adventure 2, all the stuff. So hopefully at least 2 or 3 of those come true for the movie. They're most definitely going to do a TV show, I'm sure of it. Well, actually, I can't say that now because Paramount is getting sold. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that is Ice Cap. I'm sorry I was all over the place on that one. My brain kind of just ADD activated. But yeah, it's just a snowboarding level for Tails. For Sonic, it's a lot more intrusive. Not intrusive, but there's a lot more detail, a lot more nuance to it. If that makes any sense. So now we're going to be meeting up with Idris Elba. Yes, Knuckles the Echidna. And I think that's what I also like about this game. I like a lot about this game when I come to think about it. Is that as you are introduced to new characters, you can then unlock them and play as them, and they have their own style, and it's like a chain effect, right? Like, we're not that far in Sonic's story, but because we got further in Tails' story, we can now play as Knuckles, and then we can take Knuckles to meet other characters as well. I said it previously, Knuckles' levels are super, super short, which is a little bit unfortunate, but... And I always forget we go right into a Chaos battle, so... We're going to do this fight, and then we're going to call it. And then next time, I'll pick up Knuckles, and we'll play as some Knuckles, because, like I said, ADD, I like to just keep it moving. And this fight, I have mixed feelings. What's clever about the Chaos fights is, like I said, everything's out of order depending on which character you're playing as. So you got to pay attention to what order like the Chaos number is. Chaos 4 means he has 4 Chaos Emeralds, and we didn't fight Chaos 3 or Chaos 2 with Sonic or Tails. So somebody else does, and spoilers, it's Knuckles. So that's what's also really great about the movie that I made, is that I put it in an order where that makes sense. You know, you don't just jump straight to Chaos 4. And this fight, it's kind of silly. I get what they're going for with, like, what was that? The swampy arena, staying on the lily pads. If you stay on the water too long, you drown. But Chaos 4 isn't really a menace. I understand this is a kid's game, but there's been a lot of Sonic games that get very tough. Specifically, Sonic Frontiers, that one puzzle before fighting Gigantos, and is the one and only difficult puzzle like that in the game, is not meant for children. That thing is difficult. I also have a video on that on the channel. I'm shilling a lot, and if that annoys you, I apologize. I do make some good Sonic videos on here, and I'm just really trying to bring more awareness to that as I keep trying to grow this channel. But yeah, that's Chaos 4. We completely wiped him out. 808 as total rings. That's crazy. So yeah. I love this scene though. Like, the CG's kind of iffy because, once again, very old game, but the concept of a flying like fortress that Eggman's in, very cool. So yeah, I'm excited to keep going. I will see you guys in the next video when I play as Knuckles, because you can now play as Knuckles, as you can see. If you made it all the way to the end, you know the drill. Thank you so much for dedicating your time. Be sure to like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and are looking forward to more Sonic content. I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a amazing Super Sonic day. Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that. A Super Sonic day. Bye-bye.